God is saying they will be the first to make the move. If you've been wondering whether you should text, call, or be the one to break the silence, God is giving you a clear message today. The answer is no. It won't be you. It will be them.
I know you've been carrying this weight in your heart. You've been staring at your phone, wondering if you should send that text. You've been driving past places that remind you of them, feeling this urge to reach out.
But something deep inside keeps telling you to wait. That something, it's the Holy Spirit. And today, He's confirming what your spirit already knows. The first move will come from them. Not because they're stronger or braver, but because God Himself is preparing their heart to act. And when they do, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. You'll see why God kept you still while He worked on them. Think about the prodigal son story from Luke 15. This young man left his father's house, took his inheritance, and went far from home. He made mistake after mistake, choice after choice that led him further from love, further from safety, further from the relationship that mattered most. Sound familiar? But here's what's beautiful about this parable. And here's what the Lord wants you to understand about your situation right now. The father never chased after the son. He never sent messengers. He never went searching for him in distant lands. The father waited, not because he didn't love his son, but because he knew that real transformation, real return, real commitment has to come from within. And one day, when the son hit rock bottom, when he was hungry and alone, something shifted inside his heart. The Bible says he came to his senses. He remembered his father's love. He remembered what he'd left behind. And in that moment, he made a decision. He would get up and go back to his father. The first step came from him. The father was ready, waiting, preparing for his return. But the son had to be the one to turn around and walk toward home. This is exactly what's happening in your situation right now. God is working on their heart, just like He worked on the prodigal son's heart. They've been living in their own distant country, making their own choices, walking their own path. But God hasn't forgotten them, and He hasn't forgotten the connection between you two. Right now, God is stirring something deep inside them. There's a restlessness growing in their spirit. They're starting to remember what they left behind. They're starting to feel the emptiness that comes from being disconnected from real love, from authentic connection, from the person God placed in their path for a reason. Have you noticed how they keep popping into your mind lately? How their name seems to show up everywhere you look? How you get this weird feeling that something's shifting, something's about to change? This isn't coincidence. This is confirmation. God is working on both sides of this connection at the same time. While He prepares them to move, He's preparing you to receive. But I need you to understand something important. This waiting period you've been going through, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. God has used this time to strengthen your heart, deepen your faith, and get you ready for what's coming. Because when they take that first step, you need to be ready. Not desperate, not anxious, not questioning your worth. Ready with the confidence that comes from knowing God's timing is perfect. Ever wonder why God allows these silent seasons? Why doesn't He just make things happen right away? The answer is in His infinite wisdom. God knows that some blessings require preparation from both sides. He knows that some relationships need to go through the fire before they can step into their divine purpose. During this time of apparent silence, God has been busy removing obstacles you didn't even know were there. He's been working on healing their emotional wounds that could mess with their ability to love fully. He's been pulling up roots of fear, insecurity, and pride that kept them from seeing the value of what you had together. Think of it like a divine surgeon doing delicate heart surgery. Every day of silence has been a day of healing. Every moment of distance has been a moment of growth. God wasn't ignoring your prayers. He was answering them in a deeper, more complete way than you could imagine. Here's something you need to understand about how God works in relationships. He never forces anyone to love, but He can create the perfect conditions for real love to bloom. It's like a master gardener who knows exactly when to plant, when to water, when to prune, and when to harvest. He works with the natural seasons of the human heart. Right now, God is working with the season of their heart. He's using circumstances, people, quiet moments, even dreams to plant seeds of longing and recognition. Every experience they have is being filtered through what you shared together. Every new relationship they try is being measured against the real connection you had. Proverbs 21:1 says, "The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever He pleases." God has this unique ability to move hearts without forcing them. He can make them think of you at the exact moment when they're ready to do something about it. Let me break down the 3 phases God uses to prepare someone to take the first step toward true love. Phase 1 is the awakening of longing. This is when God starts stirring their emotions subtly. They begin to feel like something's missing, even when everything seems fine in their life. It's a divine dissatisfaction that pushes them to look for something deeper, more real, more meaningful. Phase 2 is the revelation of truth. In this phase, God removes the blinders from their eyes. They start to see clearly what they lost when they walked away from you. They realize they've been chasing fool's gold when they could have had the real thing. This revelation usually comes with genuine regret and an urgent desire to make things right. Phase 3 is the compulsion to act. This is when the internal pressure becomes so intense they can't resist anymore. It's like when you're dying of thirst and finally find water. You can't help yourself. You have to drink. The same thing happens with their heart when it comes to you. They reach a point where not reaching out becomes impossible. I know that as you're hearing about these phases, you might be feeling some anxiety. Maybe you're thinking, what if I'm not ready when they come back? What if my own wounds are still raw? What if I fall back into the same patterns that pushed love away before? These fears are totally normal. During this waiting season, God doesn't just want to prepare them to return. He wants to heal the deep wounds in your heart so that when true love shows up, you can receive it with a whole heart. I've put together a special guide called How to Attract and Recognize True Love that will help you identify and heal those emotional wounds that might be blocking your ability to experience the full love God has for you. You can grab it in the first pinned comment. Let me share 5 clear signs that they're getting ready to make the first move. 5 confirmations that God is about to move their heart in your direction. Sign 1 is internal restlessness. Right now, they can't find peace in their current situation. There's something stirring inside them they can't explain. They'll try to stay busy with work, other people, distractions, but nothing satisfies the longing growing in their heart. This restlessness is God's way of preparing them to move. Just like the prodigal son couldn't find satisfaction in that far country, they're discovering that nothing else measures up to the connection they had with you. Sign 2 is divine orchestration of circumstances. God is lining up situations in their life that will naturally create opportunities for contact. Maybe they'll bump into mutual friends. Maybe they'll drive past places that hold memories. Maybe they'll hear a song that reminds them of you. These aren't accidents. God is strategically placing reminders in their path, softening their heart, getting them ready for the step they need to take. Sign 3 is the pressure of silence becoming unbearable. There's something powerful about God's timing. He lets relationships get to a point where silence hurts more than the fear of reaching out. They're starting to realize that not knowing where you are, how you're doing, or if there's still a chance is harder to handle than the vulnerability of making the first move. You know that moment when staying quiet becomes more uncomfortable than speaking up? That's exactly where God is taking them. Toa. The weight of unspoken words, unresolved feelings, and missed opportunities is building pressure in their heart, and soon that pressure will force them to act. Sign 4 is powerful memories coming back. God has a way of bringing back the right memories at the right time. They're starting to remember not just the good times, but how deep your connection really was. They're remembering how you got them in ways others didn't. They're remembering the peace they felt with you, how you pushed them to be better, how you saw potential in them even when they couldn't see it themselves. These memories aren't just nostalgia. They're God's way of reminding them what real love looks like, how authentic connection feels, and what they've been missing without you. Sign 5 is divine pressure to move. There comes a moment in God's timing when He stops whispering and starts pushing, not forcefully, not manipulatively, but with that gentle, persistent pressure that makes it crystal clear what needs to happen. They're about to hit that point where God's voice becomes impossible to ignore, where the pull toward you becomes stronger than the fear that's been holding them back. Just like the prodigal son reached a moment where he knew he had to go home, they're approaching a moment where they'll know they have to reach out. The difference is that when they do, it won't be out of desperation or need. It'll be from a place of clarity, divine confirmation, finally understanding what God has been trying to show them all along. But here's what I need you to get about your role in this process. Your job isn't to convince them. Your job isn't to make it easy for them. Your job isn't to drop hints or create opportunities. Your job is to trust God's timing and prepare your heart for what's coming. I can imagine how tough it must be hearing about this whole process. Maybe you're thinking, if they remember all this, why did it take so long? How do I know this time will be different? I get that pain, and I want to help you turn that pain into wisdom. So, that's why it's so important you use this time to get stronger from the inside out and learn to recognize when someone is truly ready to love you the way you deserve. In How to Attract and Recognize True Love, you'll discover how to spot the signs of mature, healthy love. It's right there in the first comment, because I believe you deserve love that adds to you, not love that tries to fix you. God is doing something beautiful in both your lives right now. While He works on their heart to get them ready to act, He's working on your heart to get you ready to receive. Not desperate readiness, but peaceful readiness. The kind that comes from knowing your worth, knowing God's plan, and knowing that what's meant for you will always find you. Think about the father in the prodigal son story again. He wasn't pacing around anxiously, wondering when his son would come back. He wasn't sending out search parties or cooking up elaborate schemes to bring him home. He was living his life, trusting the process, staying ready for the moment his son would show up on the horizon. That's the attitude God is calling you to have right now. Live your life, trust the process, stay ready, but don't stay anxious. The first move will come from them, but when it does, you want to be in the right headspace emotionally and spiritually to handle it with grace. I want you to know that God sees your faithfulness during this waiting season. He sees how you've honored the connection by not forcing it. He sees how you've trusted His timing even when it didn't make sense. He sees how you've grown, how you've gotten closer to Him, how you've become more of who He created you to be. And all this preparation is about to pay off, because when they take that first step, when they finally reach out, when they finally move toward you, it's going to be different from anything before. It'll be grounded in God's timing, prepared by His heart, and backed by His perfect will. Can you feel this shift in the spiritual atmosphere? Can you sense that something's moving behind the scenes? Is your heart telling you that this season of silence is coming to an end? The wait is almost over. The silence is about to break. The first move is about to happen, and it won't be yours to make. God's got this. God is moving their heart. God is paving the way. Just like the prodigal son got up and headed home to his father, they're about to get up and come to you. And when that happens, you'll know it was worth waiting for God's perfect timing. If this content has made a difference in your journey, and if you believe it deserves to reach more people, you can support this channel in a really simple way. Just hit the thanks button below the video and make a donation. Any contribution, no matter how small, really helps keep this space alive. And even if you can't right now, your presence here is already a huge gift. Thank you for being here. God declares that the meeting is much nearer than you realize. This is not by chance. It serves as a celestial affirmation that what appeared to be delayed is on the verge of realization. If you have discovered this video at this specific moment, it is not mere luck. God is conveying a message to your spirit. Perhaps you have invested years in anticipation, years in faith, and now a voice inquires, has my chance passed? Yet today, I have a prophetic message for you. The timing of God is never out of date. While the world keeps track of years, God focuses on purposes. Where you perceive delays, God views it as preparation. Today, the Holy Spirit aims to reassure you that the meeting which once seemed unattainable is nearer than your physical sight allows you to perceive. How often have you found yourself contemplating, God, has my time slipped away? How frequently have you gazed into the mirror and mumbled, perhaps I've lost my opportunity? How many times has your heart settled for the notion that some promises simply aren't yours? But allow me to share something that will transform your outlook. God does not abide by the same timelines we adhere to. God's time operates on kairos, not chronos. It signifies the precise moment, not just the passage of time. It heralds the time of fulfillment, not one of haste. As stated in Luke chapter 1, verse 37, it is asserted that nothing will be impossible with God. Pay attention. It doesn't say almost nothing or some things. It affirms that nothing will be impossible. This encompasses that promise you have safeguarded in your heart. This pertains to that meeting you have long awaited. This relates to the restoration that feels too far away. What you label as too late, God recognizes as the optimal timing arriving. What you deem impossible at this stage of life, God identifies as a miracle underway. What you refer to as a lost chance, God perceives as divine preparation actively in operation. Let me share a tale that will resonate profoundly with your spirit. Once there was a pair named Zechariah and Elizabeth. They were not an eager young couple brimming with aspirations and future dreams. Instead, they were a couple whom society had already deemed past their prime. Zechariah served as a priest, dedicating himself to God on a daily basis. Elizabeth, his wife, was a righteous woman revered in faith, yet bore the silent heartache of barrenness. In a society where childlessness was viewed as a curse, Elizabeth had learned to bear the burden of others' critical gazes. They prayed for decades. They waited through many years. They held on to their belief that God had a plan. However, as the years drifted by, The vision of becoming parents appeared to fade away along with their youth. Until one fateful day, while Zechariah was attending to his temple duties, the unthinkable took place. The angel Gabriel manifested and delivered words that transformed everything. Zechariah, do not fear, for your prayer has been acknowledged. Did you catch that? Your prayer has been acknowledged. In the past tense, God's silence didn't indicate forgetfulness. It implied preparation. Heaven never disregards your prayers. From the moment they requested, God was orchestrating a miracle behind the curtain of eternity. Elizabeth conceived John the Baptist. It was not merely a child. He was the precursor to the Messiah. He was destined to pave the way for the Lord. Their union was not just romantic. It carried a prophetic significance that would influence humanity at large. As declared in Isaiah 60 verse 22, I am the Lord. In due time I will act swiftly. God was not late. He acted in perfect synchrony with the eternal design. Now, let's discuss the spiritual indicators that your meeting is nearer than you think. These signs are not ordinary. They are insights drawn from the narrative of Zechariah and Elizabeth, tailored for your life today. The first indicator is the revival of old prayers in your memory. Have you experienced something unusual lately? Suddenly, a prayer from years gone by has resurfaced in your mind. A dream you kept hidden is now coming back unexpectedly. This isn't merely nostalgia. It's the Holy Spirit reigniting your faith. In Luke 1 verse 13, the angel declared, your prayer has been acknowledged. In Greek's perfect tense, this implies that it was heard in the past and continues to be heard up to now. Heaven does not suffer from spiritual forgetfulness. That prayer you offered at 20 still resonates at the throne. That plea you murmured at 30 remains alive in God's remembrance. Here's a practical step. Jot down which past prayer has recently re-emerged in your thoughts. This is no coincidence. It is divine preparation. Brace yourself as this next sign may stir your emotions even more. The second indicator is a shift in the natural timing of occurrences. Have you noticed that circumstances that previously stagnated for years have suddenly begun to progress? Opportunities emerging unexpectedly, the right individuals appearing just when needed. Open doors presenting themselves without effort. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 states that to everything there is a season. But when God chooses to hasten matters, the impossible begins to unfold naturally. Elizabeth became pregnant at a time when it was biologically implausible. But when God orchestrates the transitions in your life, even the natural world concedes to his designs. If you notice changes in areas once stagnant, ready your spirit. God is adjusting the components of your life's jigsaw. What appeared lifeless is coming back to life. What once felt unattainable is awakening. Many miss this detail, yet it stands out as one of the clearest indications from God. The third indication is the struggle with doubt and skepticism within yourself. It may surprise you to know that one of the signs of an extraordinary movement from God is when you question if it can truly happen. Zechariah, despite being a priest and receiving visitation from an angel, still inquired, how shall I know this? His disbelief did not nullify the miracle, but merely caused a slight delay in his full engagement. If you're battling an inner voice proclaiming that this won't happen for you, recognize that such resistance could signal that you're on the brink of experiencing the supernatural. Our earthly reasoning struggles to grasp God's methods. Reflect practically. Which closures in your life might signify God's rescue? Perhaps He is prepping you for something greater. However, brace yourself, for this fourth clue will be even more precise. The fourth sign pertains to the arrival of external validation. After Elizabeth became pregnant, she received recognition from her community. In Luke 1, verse 58, it states that her neighbors and family learned of the great mercy the Lord had shown her and rejoiced with her. Have you encountered external affirmations? Are people expressing that God has something remarkable in store for you? Are you receiving messages from others? Is your vision validated by what you experience? When God is ready to act, He communicates not just to you, but through those around you as well. External affirmation strengthens your faith in what lies ahead. Share in the comments if you've already received external validation about your forthcoming relationship. And here comes the most potent sign of all. The fifth indication emphasizes a grander purpose being unveiled. The meeting of Zechariah and Elizabeth brought forth John the Baptist, who readied the way for Jesus. It transcended their individual stories, tapping into God's everlasting intention for mankind. Do you sense that your coming together is more significant than just the two of you? Is there a feeling of a larger mission at play? The understanding that you can do something impactful together serves as a profound prophetic sign. God is crafting not just a relationship for you, but a ministry, a legacy, a purpose. The union acts as a means to a grander end. It serves as a stage for a more significant endeavor that God wishes to accomplish through both of you. Now, I would like to pose some heartfelt questions. Have you ever wished for something yet surrendered to the notion that perhaps the moment had passed? What if God is still orchestrating the ideal timing? What if what you perceive as delay is merely preparation in God's eyes? Have you accepted a life of solitude, believing that your chance has slipped away? What if the true opportunity is still on its way? What if God is designing someone exceptional for you, justifying every moment of waiting you've endured? Have you gazed at your current reality and assumed that certain blessings are no longer meant for you? What if God intends to use the wisdom you've gained through your struggles to create something even more remarkable? As it says in Psalm 126, verse 5, "Those who plant seed with tears will harvest joyful songs." Every tear shed during your wait served a purpose. It was a seed sown for your future bounty. As I share these principles, I sense many are recognizing within their souls a profound wound that needs mending before this divine encounter can occur. You might be burdened by past relationship scars that hinder your ability to trust again, or perhaps you battle an inner voice suggesting you're unworthy of real love. With care, I've crafted a special gift titled How to Attract and Recognize True Love, a guide designed to assist you in healing emotional wounds and nurturing the self-love required to draw in and maintain the loving relationship God has prepared for you. This resource can be found in the first pinned comment, as I know many here require this inner healing before experiencing the miracle of connection. If this resonates with you, you'll feel it in your spirit. But let me unveil something insightful about God's workings behind the scenes of your life. A divine process is unfolding that you should comprehend. First, God doesn't merely arrange the meeting, He's readying you for it. Each disappointment you faced removed what wasn't aligned with your destiny. Every relationship that didn't flourish eliminated detrimental patterns that could disrupt the genuine one. Each solo phase has fostered your personal identity, ensuring you won't lose your essence in future unions. In Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 19, God states that His timing isn't governed by human pace, but by spiritual readiness. You are now prepared in ways you weren't previously. Secondly, a heavenly synchronization is unfolding. While you're undergoing transformation, the individual meant for you is also on their own journey of preparation. You are both being readied simultaneously, even without awareness of one another. It's akin to two rivers flowing divergently, destined to converge precisely where God has orchestrated. Thirdly, God is aligning not just people, but also locations and timings. Perhaps specific cities, jobs, or environments are necessary for you. Every transition you've made, even those that seemed arbitrary, could be pieces of a divine puzzle falling into place. And here's a perspective that could revolutionize your understanding. The adversary is aware when you're near fulfillment. Hence, the final assaults can be the most intense. If you've encountered greater discouragement, temptations to throw in the towel, voices claiming your moment has waned, this could indicate you're nearing the finish line. Romans 8 verse 28 assures us that in all circumstances God works for the good of those who love Him. Even the adversities are contributing to your benefit, fortifying your faith to receive the impending miracle. Let me share the story of Maria, aged 52, who had married young, facing a painful divorce afterward. Devoting 15 years to her children, work, and church, she convinced herself that true love was a thing of the past. However, during a business trip, she encountered Robert, a 55-year-old widower. Both felt that it was too late for significant love, but God had other intentions. A friendship blossomed into the most profound love both had ever experienced. Now they lead a ministry for couples in their maturity. I also met a 28-year-old man who believed he would never experience genuine love due to the short-lived nature of his past relationships. He ceased searching until at a spiritual retreat, he met someone aligned in purpose. Today they are married, proving that God writes unique stories at every stage of life. Truly, God never squanders your waiting periods. He transforms them into understanding depth and beauty that can benefit others additionally. In this moment of renewed hope, I want you to be aware of the actionable steps to heal past wounds and genuinely ready yourself to receive the love God has in store for you. The guide, How to Attract and Recognize True Love, was crafted specifically for individuals like you who feel on the verge of something extraordinary, yet need liberation from old habits that might undermine the blessing. This isn't just another resource. It's a comprehensive blueprint on how to transmute your suffering into preparation, your scars into wisdom, and your wait into attraction for precisely the right person who will cherish your heart. Many who have applied these principles have experienced transformative encounters in a matter of weeks. The time to act is now. While your heart remains open and ready, this guide awaits you in the first pinned comment. Now I wish to prophesy over your life. The meeting is not a matter of if, but when. It's not about possibility, but divine timing. What was inscribed in heaven regarding you has not been nullified by the years gone by. The disappointments you endured didn't erase it. The naysayers who claimed you dreamt too grandly didn't revoke it. Psalm 37 verse 23 proclaims, "The Lord directs the steps of those who find joy in Him." Every faithful step you took, every hopeful prayer uttered, every tear shed in faith has been recorded in heaven. God is already maneuvering pieces you cannot perceive. He is constructing paths beyond your imagination. He desires you to comprehend why your wait was necessary. While you watch this video, prayers are being addressed in realms unseen. Hearts are undergoing conditioning. Destinies are being arranged. The individual God has chosen for you is simultaneously being shaped, learning, growing, and preparing to recognize you when your paths cross. I feel in the spirit that for some, this meeting is not years away. It's only months. For a few, it could be just weeks. For others, it may be but days distant. Yet for all those watching this video with faith, I prophesy that the encounter is closer than you envision. Trust in God's timing, because what has been decreed in heaven will soon manifest on earth. Cease counting the years that have passed and begin tallying the blessings on the horizon. Distract yourself from pondering the delay. Instead, prepare for the realization. Put away the question of why it takes so long and start proclaiming gratitude for the best is yet to come. God assures you that the meeting is nearer than you realize, and when it unfolds, you will recognize that every bit of waiting was worthwhile. Amen. If this message has touched your journey and you believe it merits reaching a wider audience, you can support this channel in a straightforward manner. Simply click the thanks button below the video to contribute. Any donation, regardless of size, significantly aids in sustaining this space. Even if you're unable to do so now, your presence here remains a profound gift. I am grateful for our togetherness. You're on the brink of surrendering the hope of finding that person whom God destined for your heart, even as the moment of connection approaches more closely than ever before. Today, God is urging you not to lose faith. The love you have longed for, prayed over, and waited patiently for is only a single step away from becoming a reality in your life. If you've stumbled upon this video, it's no accident. You are navigating that precarious juncture where every part of you urges acceptance of the idea that solitude is your fate, where there's a quiet voice within, suggesting it might be wise to cease dreaming of that unique bond and instead settle for any relationship that crosses your path. You may glance at your love life and ponder whether you are waiting in vain for someone who may never arrive, but there's a revelation straight from God's heart intended just for you. You are unaware of what He envisions regarding your romantic future. You are evaluating your soulmate's proximity through human perception, but God operates on dimensions that go far beyond our understanding of time and relationships. The love you have been yearning for is not far away, it's not postponed. It has not been annulled. It is closer than you can fathom. And the very pressure you are experiencing to abandon hope for this individual is evidence of its proximity. There exists a spiritual principle that many fail to grasp when it comes to divine relationships. Before the encounter, resistance often intensifies. It seems as if all contrary forces unite for one last desperate attempt to keep you from experiencing the love that God has uniquely chosen for you. As you draw nearer to your soulmate, the urge to settle for less than God's very best intensifies. Picture a dam that holds back water for months. The pressure builds progressively quietly until it reaches a critical threshold where the structure can no longer withstand the amassed force. In seconds, everything that has been held back bursts forth, altering the entire surrounding landscape. Your love life stands at that same crucial juncture. Months, or perhaps years of earnest prayers for genuine love, rejecting emotional half-measures, and maintaining faith in God's flawless plan have generated such significant spiritual pressure that it is on the verge of overcoming all obstacles that have blocked your destined love from materializing. When this breakthrough occurs, it will not be gradual. It will manifest suddenly, powerfully, and unmistakably. While you grapple with the temptation to settle for less, an extraordinary movement is unfolding in your love life. Angels are being precisely positioned to facilitate divine encounters. Life circumstances are being intricately arranged so that the two of you meet at precisely the right moment. The individual God has chosen for you is being shaped in ways beyond your imagination. It is akin to a vast puzzle where you can only see a handful of scattered pieces relevant to your romantic path, but God is aware of the complete picture that illustrates the relationship you will share. At this very moment, the final and crucial pieces, the ones that will unveil the entire design of divine love, are being put into position. The Bible reveals a discernible pattern regarding how God works during times of romantic breakthroughs. It does not unfold when we anticipate, nor in the manner we envision. It takes place suddenly just when our natural capacity for endurance has reached its limit, leaving us with no choice but to trust Him entirely for the miraculous. Take note of Joseph in Egypt, who spent 13 years separated from his family, devoid of any opportunity to cultivate a love life. A slave, then a prisoner, and ultimately forgotten. If Joseph lived today, he would have ample reasons to give up on love. He could easily conclude that God had neglected him both in securing his freedom and in blessing him with a family. Yet one seemingly ordinary morning, everything shifted within hours. Pharaoh had a dream. Somebody finally remembered Joseph. Remarkably, in just one day, pay attention to this, he transitioned from prison to being washed, dressed, and appointed as second in command over all of Egypt. Not long after God gifted him Asenath as his wife, a partner who would not only cherish him, but help him build a blessed family and a dynasty that would change history. 13 years of perceived romantic neglect transformed into a brief span of total restoration, authority, purpose, and most importantly, genuine love. Your circumstances share the same spiritual essence as Joseph's tale. You are currently in the last phase of preparation preceding the sudden emergence of your divine love. That crucial moment when you think you will never find someone again is precisely when everything is being set into motion behind the scenes, facilitating an accelerated path for your destined encounter. However, it's vital to understand why the enemy is intensifying its assault on your hope for love at this moment. Why is the thought of dying alone resounding louder than ever? Why does every happy couple passing by feel like a challenge to your loneliness? It's because the dark forces perceive in the spiritual realm what your natural vision has yet to recognize. They sense the imminent arrival of your divine encounter. They observe angels arranging everything necessary to construct your love narrative. They witness the individual being crafted by God to meet your needs perfectly. This is why they are desperately trying to coax you into relinquishing your weight, compelling you to accept something mediocre before the extraordinary love appears. Every quiet suggestion to just accept anyone reflects a longing from those aware that they're on the verge of losing the struggle for your romantic life. The notion that you may be too discerning serves as a last-ditch effort to keep you from experiencing God's true potential, forging a relationship that stands as a testament to his loyalty. Consider Moses at the edge of the Red Sea. The people were ensnared. Pharaoh and his forces approached from the rear, while the vast sea loomed ahead. Mountains bordered them on either side. From a human perspective, escaping seemed impossible, creating a scenario ripe for despair, panic, and the belief that they'd escaped Egypt only to perish in the wilderness. At times, doesn't your love life feel just like that? Caught between societal pressure to settle for anyone and an unwavering belief that God has something uniquely tailored for you. Straddling the agony of loneliness while refusing to accept a relationship that doesn't honor your growth in God. Yet it was precisely at that point of seeming utter hopelessness that God instructed, "Tell the Israelites to move onward." He didn't say to hold off. He didn't suggest returning to Egypt. His command was to advance despite the absence of visible solution. And as Moses lifted his staff and took his first step into the unknown, the waters separated. What appeared to be the journey's conclusion transformed into the initiation of the most extraordinary display of divine intervention that the generation had ever observed. Your romantic life may resemble a Red Sea today. You might feel confined between the pressure to compromise and the daunting task of locating someone genuinely valuable. However, I bring a prophetic message for you. God is on the verge of parting your emotional sea knot in the manner you expect, nor following the romantic blueprint you envisioned. It will unfold in such a powerful, miraculous, and undeniably divine way that it will leave no room for doubt regarding his involvement in orchestrating this meeting. There's another aspect of how God orchestrates relationships that I must share. He often speeds up processes when he's ready to manifest intended connections. events that would traditionally require years materialize in mere months. What would typically take months can condense into weeks. Situations you assumed would require weeks may resolve through a chance encounter that changes everything. This is the principle of divine acceleration at work in your love life. While you tally the days of solitude in a straightforward manner, God operates in realms where 1,000 days of waiting can lead to a lifetime of genuine love. Ruth faced the challenges of being widowed, impoverished, and gathering leftover grain in the fields to subsist. If anyone had grounds to abandon the pursuit of love, it was undoubtedly her. With no prospects for marriage, no dowry, no powerful family ties, and nothing that made her appealing in the marriage market of that era, Ruth opted to remain faithful, work with dignity, and trust in God. Even when circumstances shouted that she would never have a family again. It was right there in the fields where she diligently worked that God set the stage for her meeting with Boaz, a good, prosperous man who saw her through God's eyes and acknowledged her immeasurable worth. Little did Ruth know that Boaz had already noticed her character, her commitment, and her faith. His affection was not catalyzed by her physical beauty or belongings. He loved her for the woman of God she had evolved into through challenging times. As I recount Ruth's transformative journey, I can't help but ponder how many chosen souls are currently in that same preparation phase. That sense of loneliness you're experiencing, the feeling of merely gathering grain while others indulge in grand romances. This should not be viewed as punishment, but rather as preparation. There's a profound link between healing the scars left by waiting and being genuinely ready to recognize divine love upon its arrival. I've put together a heartfelt gift titled How to Attract and Recognize True Love, a guide to assist in turning this crucial phase into a solid groundwork for an extraordinary relationship that awaits. You will find this gift in the first pinned comment. When it's for you, you'll instinctively know. As you continue feeling unseen in the dating scene, a person is being shaped by God to recognize in you the same qualities that Boaz recognized in Ruth. This individual won't be swayed by facades or pretense, but will perceive your spirit, heart, and essence, shaped by the experiences you've endured while waiting for genuine love. Yet during this waiting period, there's an essential truth about the process to grasp. God isn't delaying your journey to cause you pain. He's utilizing this time to cultivate within you the character required to navigate the remarkable relationship on the horizon. At the same time, He's preparing the other person to fulfill your needs. Reflect on David. Anointed as king in his teens, he spent years enduring persecution, hiding in caves and living on the run. During this period, it seemed implausible that he would ever attain a kingdom, let alone a blessed royal lineage. But it was precisely during this time that David learned to lead, safeguard, and value authentic relationships against the backdrop of adversity. It was under duress that the character was forged, one that equipped him not just to rule a nation, but also to be a husband and a father after God's own heart. By the time David ascended the throne, he had transformed from a gifted youth with an anointing to a man of experience and emotional maturity shaped by challenges. The kingdom he inherited mirrored the man he had developed into. The love he experienced echoed the heart that had been refined through waiting. This same principle is at work in your romantic journey. The forthcoming relationship isn't merely an answer to your prayers for companionship. It is a recognition of the individual you evolved into during this time of waiting. It validates that you have cultivated the emotional maturity, unwavering faith, and capacity to love in a profound manner necessary for experiencing the exceptional love God has in store. Here's something that can expedite your heart. While you're in preparation mode, God is also molding the individual destined for you. They could be exiting relationships outside of God's will. They might be learning to appreciate themselves, establish healthier boundaries, and recognize their inherent worth. Perhaps they are healing from previous wounds that could hinder their ability to love you as you deserve. It's akin to two gardeners nurturing two rose bushes in distinct gardens. Each gardener prunes, waters, and fertilizes their plant without realizing there's another caretaker tending to their bloom elsewhere. Yet the heavenly gardener who weaves it all together is aware of precisely when both rose bushes will be prepared to be placed side by side, creating a garden of unmatched beauty. You and your soulmate are those two rose bushes. And the moment of transplantation, that divine encounter, is nearer than you suspect. However, there's a final trial that invariably precedes this meeting, the temptation to accept less than what God has intended. It's as though the enemy makes a last-ditch effort to sabotage your romantic future, presenting relationships that appear satisfactory but lack divine approval. Job faced a similar challenge. Stripped of everything, children, wealth, health, even his wife, who should have been his greatest support, urged him to curse God and die. The circumstances were ripe for abandoning not just faith, but also the hope of rebuilding a blessed family. Yet Job made a statement that resonated in heaven and earth. Though he slays me, I will still put my hope in him. It was this fierce declaration of unwavering faith at the most trying moment that ushered in the supernatural restoration that followed. God didn't merely restore what Job had lost, he provided double the blessings. The children that passed were replaced by even more fortunate ones, wealth returned multiplied, and his bond with his wife deepened and matured. You're currently in your job moment concerning your love life. In this pivotal trial before the double restoration of your romantic aspirations, the statement you make now, your decision between settling for less or waiting for God's abundant banquet, will dictate both the quality and the extent to which your divine love will flourish. Thus, God proclaims today through this prophetic message regarding your romantic destiny, don't forsake this person now. Hold on to the relationship that I am cultivating. Do not quit when you are mere inches away from encountering the one I have specifically chosen for you. We find ourselves at a critical juncture on this journey. Transformation is occurring within many of you. I recognize that part of you may still bear scars from past relationships that were not ordained by God, along with fears of inadequacy or concerns that perhaps you're demanding too much by waiting for someone who authentically appreciates you. Yet these wounds do not determine your future in love. They are being shifted into the wisdom you require to recognize genuine romance. This is why I crafted the guide, How to Attract and Recognize True Love with Utmost Care. You will find this gift in the first pinned comment. As I speak prophecy over your romantic life, at this moment your encounter is nearer than you believe. It is not a distant hope. It's not mere emotional consolation. It is a spiritual reality that has already begun drawing near to you. In just days rather than months, you will start to notice clear signs indicating that a change has occurred in the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your love life. Opportunities to meet quality individuals will begin to present themselves. Invitations to gatherings where you might meet someone special will arise along your path. Connection possibilities that once seemed unlikely will materialize unexpectedly. And then you will grasp why you had to resist settling for less until now. You will understand the purpose of facing the valley of solitude without relinquishing your pursuit of genuine love. Why you needed to sustain your faith in God's perfect plan when everything seemed aligned against your romantic hopes. Because the God who permits waiting is the same God who orchestrates the ideal meeting. The deity who puts your patience to the test is the same deity who assures you of the blessings of genuine love. The deity who permits a period of solitude is the very same deity who has designed the arrival of a divine romance. Your enchanting evening is coming to a close. Your romantic dawn is on the horizon. The encounter meant for you is nearer than your natural sight can perceive. Do not lose faith in this individual at this moment. Do not accept mere scraps when a grand feast has been arranged by God. Do not settle for anyone when He has specifically designated someone for you. Cling firmly to the promise. Nurture your belief in divine love. Continue to pray for this bond. Keep your faith in what seems to be a romantic impossibility. Continue your journey toward the extraordinary. For soon, not only will you witness doors swinging open in your life, but you will also distinctly sense the love that God has prepared is drawing near. Before long, you will find yourself in a love story that stands as living testament to the value of waiting for God's finest, even when the path remains unclear. And then you will realize why it was essential not to give up at this juncture. You will see why you needed to withstand the temptation to accept less. God has allowed you to reach this peak of hope, so that when the miracle unfolds, there will be no doubt that He authored your love narrative. The encounter is on its way. Love is imminent, and it's nearer than you anticipate. If this message resonates with your spirit, stay connected here for, in the coming days, I will share more specific signs that affirm the love prepared for you by God. Your journey of faith towards genuine love is on the verge of an extraordinary reward. If this message has positively impacted your journey, and you believe it deserves to inspire more people, you can easily support this channel. Simply click the thanks button below this video and make a contribution. Every donation, no matter how modest, helps sustain this space. And even if you cannot contribute right now, your presence is already an invaluable gift. We are thankful to have you with us. God is saying, they will be the first to make the move. If you've been wondering whether you should text, call, or be the one to break the silence, God is giving you a clear message today. The answer is no. It won't be you. It will be them.
I know you've been carrying this weight in your heart. You've been staring at your phone, wondering if you should send that text. You've been driving past places that remind you of them, feeling this urge to reach out.
But something deep inside keeps telling you to wait. That something, it's the Holy Spirit. And today, He's confirming what your spirit already knows. The first move will come from them. Not because they're stronger or braver, but because God Himself is preparing their heart to act. And when they do, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. You'll see why God kept you still while He worked on them. Think about the prodigal son story from Luke 15. This young man left his father's house, took his inheritance, and went far from home. He made mistake after mistake, choice after choice that led him further from love, further from safety, further from the relationship that mattered most. Sound familiar? But here's what's beautiful about this parable. And here's what the Lord wants you to understand about your situation right now. The father never chased after the son. He never sent messengers. He never went searching for him in distant lands. The father waited, not because he didn't love his son, but because he knew that real transformation, real return, real commitment has to come from within. And one day, when the son hit rock bottom, when he was hungry and alone, something shifted inside his heart. The Bible says he came to his senses. He remembered his father's love. He remembered what he'd left behind. And in that moment, he made a decision. He would get up and go back to his father. The first step came from him. The father was ready, waiting, preparing for his return. But the son had to be the one to turn around and walk toward home. This is exactly what's happening in your situation right now. God is working on their heart, just like He worked on the prodigal son's heart. They've been living in their own distant country, making their own choices, walking their own path. But God hasn't forgotten them, and He hasn't forgotten the connection between you two. Right now, God is stirring something deep inside them. There's a restlessness growing in their spirit. They're starting to remember what they left behind. They're starting to feel the emptiness that comes from being disconnected from real love, from authentic connection, from the person God placed in their path for a reason. Have you noticed how they keep popping into your mind lately? How their name seems to show up everywhere you look? How you get this weird feeling that something's shifting, something's about to change? This isn't coincidence. This is confirmation. God is working on both sides of this connection at the same time. While He prepares them to move, He's preparing you to receive. But I need you to understand something important. This waiting period you've been going through, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. God has used this time to strengthen your heart, deepen your faith, and get you ready for what's coming. Because when they take that first step, you need to be ready. Not desperate, not anxious, not questioning your worth. Ready with the confidence that comes from knowing God's timing is perfect. Ever wonder why God allows these silent seasons? Why doesn't He just make things happen right away? The answer is in His infinite wisdom. God knows that some blessings require preparation from both sides. He knows that some relationships need to go through the fire before they can step into their divine purpose. During this time of apparent silence, God has been busy removing obstacles you didn't even know were there. He's been working on healing their emotional wounds that could mess with their ability to love fully. He's been pulling up roots of fear, insecurity, and pride that kept them from seeing the value of what you had together. Think of it like a divine surgeon doing delicate heart surgery. Every day of silence has been a day of healing. Every moment of distance has been a moment of growth. God wasn't ignoring your prayers. He was answering them in a deeper, more complete way than you could imagine. Here's something you need to understand about how God works in relationships. He never forces anyone to love, but He can create the perfect conditions for real love to bloom. It's like a master gardener who knows exactly when to plant, when to water, when to prune, and when to harvest. He works with the natural seasons of the human heart. Right now, God is working with the season of their heart. He's using circumstances, people, quiet moments, even dreams to plant seeds of longing and recognition. Every experience they have is being filtered through what you shared together. Every new relationship they try is being measured against the real connection you had. Proverbs 21:1 says, "The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever He pleases." God has this unique ability to move hearts without forcing them. He can make them think of you at the exact moment when they're ready to do something about it. Let me break down the 3 phases God uses to prepare someone to take the first step toward true love. Phase 1 is the awakening of longing. This is when God starts stirring their emotions subtly. They begin to feel like something's missing, even when everything seems fine in their life. It's a divine dissatisfaction that pushes them to look for something deeper, more real, more meaningful. Phase 2 is the revelation of truth. In this phase, God removes the blinders from their eyes. They start to see clearly what they lost when they walked away from you. They realize they've been chasing fool's gold when they could have had the real thing. This revelation usually comes with genuine regret and an urgent desire to make things right. Phase 3 is the compulsion to act. This is when the internal pressure becomes so intense they can't resist anymore. It's like when you're dying of thirst and finally find water. You can't help yourself. You have to drink. The same thing happens with their heart when it comes to you. They reach a point where not reaching out becomes impossible. I know that as you're hearing about these phases, you might be feeling some anxiety. Maybe you're thinking, what if I'm not ready when they come back? What if my own wounds are still raw? What if I fall back into the same patterns that pushed love away before? These fears are totally normal. During this waiting season, God doesn't just want to prepare them to return. He wants to heal the deep wounds in your heart so that when true love shows up, you can receive it with a whole heart. I've put together a special guide called How to Attract and Recognize True Love that will help you identify and heal those emotional wounds that might be blocking your ability to experience the full love God has for you. You can grab it in the first pinned comment. Let me share 5 clear signs that they're getting ready to make the first move. 5 confirmations that God is about to move their heart in your direction. Sign 1 is internal restlessness. Right now, they can't find peace in their current situation. There's something stirring inside them they can't explain. They'll try to stay busy with work, other people, distractions, but nothing satisfies the longing growing in their heart.